Alrighty, alrighty, guys. Alrighty. Looks like we are live. Um, things look to be pretty good now.
Oh, cool. Let's just do this. Let's see how this thing goes.
Alrighty. Okay, traders. So, welcome to today's session. I apologize for the delayed in the whole streaming software thing. It seemed to be absolutely just bugging me right now. But anyway, it seems to be okay on my end, and I hope it is on your end as well too. So I want to get today, guys. Today, what I want to do is I just want to I want to have a look at all the markets. I just want to have a look at the small picture, the big picture. I'm going to have a look at, say, silver and gold as well too, and I'm going to talk to you about some of the greatest opportunities that I see overall with the actual stock market as well, like the individual stocks that I see, and also some projections of where I see those particular stocks going as well too. So I'm just going to cover a lot of different things, and I'm sure through there I'm going to tell you some stories and some down home country goodness when it comes to today's session. As we get started today, guys, if you could just say hello in the chat box and tell me where you are coming from and where that'd be really, really good if you, or where you're coming from and where you're listening to. That'd be fantastic as I get started into today's session. So if you can quickly just say hello in the chat box there and just let me know where you are coming from, where you live, that'd be super duper great. Just so I know where my audience is coming from right now. So I'm really excited for today, guys. I'm just going to give it another couple of another 30 seconds or so. So once again, guys, I'm just going to be covering the whole picture, the whole big picture today of what's going on right now. On the depths of it right now, guys, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about these markets right now, and I'm so excited about what's going on right now with these markets. And there's so many amazing opportunities that's right in front of our face right now, guys. And it's our job to continue to take it, okay? Continue to take it. Not just from a more of a swing opportunity, but from a trading perspective. The volatility right now is creating an immense amount of opportunity for us. And we need to continue to take it. All right, so what do we got here? We have Michigan, Westport, New Zealand. Hello. Los Angeles. Hey, John, Idaho. Fantastic. Justin. Two guys. Toronto. Fantastic. Ebel is from Philly. Fantastic. That's it. How you doing, man? Hello, John. I am in the United States, West Coast. Fantastic. Hey, great state of California. Fantastic, guys. Well, guys, I'm so grateful to have you guys here right now. There's a quick little introduction for you guys that watch the replay. I apologize about that, but I'm just getting this is a live stream right now. It's not recorded and all that sort. It's not recorded and all that sort of stuff. So that's what I would. That's basically what I'm doing. So anyway, guys, let me get started straight into today's session. But before I do, guys, let me get started with the typical disclaimer. And that is, guys, do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this session today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. Okay, there's no guarantees of making a profit in markets. Be smart around the way that you are trading these markets. And I'm not just saying this from a disclaimer, protective point of view, but I'm saying it from a protective of you point of view. Okay, do not be throwing your kitchen sink out any given one trade. Period. Right? It is not the right thing to do. And I say this from a guy because, guys, I want you to do well. And the only way you're going to do well long term is to have position sizes in the markets and not going all in on one particular trade. Okay? That is so wrong. Please, guys, protect yourself. Every single position that I get into, I have the number one thing is this. If this is a losing trade, have I protected myself? Yes or no? That is the number one thing you must do. And I'm being tough on you guys right now because I see a lot of traders out there that are just not seeing that number one thing, right? Because My mentor always said to me, you know what, John? A year from now, 2 years from now, the market's going to be here. 10 years from now, the market is going to be here. The question is, are you? And so guys, please, the number one thing you must do is just that, okay? Now, what I mean by protect yourself, is that you've still got, you may place 10% of your account on one trade, and if that whole thing goes belly up, you still got 90% of your capital there. You're still protecting yourself by doing that, right? Or 5%. So, guys, yeah, I know there's a long-winded disclaimer there. So let's actually continue it. Guys, also what I've done is I've also just released my brand new, I've opened up my Master Trader Lab monthly. What you're going to get in that is you're going to get new monthly trainings. That's actually sort of closed off in-depth trainings, stuff that I don't do on YouTube. Also you're going to get live monthly coaching sessions. So every single month I'm doing live coaching sessions to get your questions answered. Also, you can access the mastermind, where during the mastermind, I'm actually uploading content throughout the week as well too. I've had like 2 or 3 times I've uploaded content already in that there right now. And also you get instant access to the most advanced foundations, chart reading, trading systems, mindset. So if you need help with your chart reading strategies, it's there. Mindset, trading systems, and so on and so forth, it's all there. And I'm also giving you a 14-day free trial, but it's ending soon, right? It's ending soon. So if you go to mastertraderlab.com, you can actually try all that out for free. Get access to the brand new monthly trainings that I release, all the new coaching sessions, all the trading courses, access the mastermind, try it all out for free, 14 days. And if you're not happy, just let me know, and you'll never be billed. So there's no risk to you at all. But if you are happy, then you'll be happy to stay, and you'll be happy to pay, to pay the fee to stay a member to the Master Trader Lab. So, with that being said, guys, let's get straight into the markets right now. Isn't the markets exciting? The thing that I want to share with you right now, guys, is by looking at the overall markets, and by looking at the overall markets, and by looking at what's going on right now, I want to share. I was actually just looking at Twitter. That's the reason why I got this up here. The reason why is because I know Mark Cuban owns Twitter. I'm not sure the reason why, what he sees in Twitter, but I was just doing some analysis and seeing what was going on through there. So guys, one of the most important things when we're looking at the markets is continue to read the market for what the market is really telling us right now. That's the most important thing that we can do. If we're trying to trade the markets and we're trying to get involved with the markets, but we're throwing our thoughts and our opinions at it, then we're not seeing the markets for what it really is right now. And that's just really, really, really important that we listen to the market as it is right now, and then we continue to follow with that. So if I'm looking at, let's go to the Dow Jones right now, and actually, you know what? Let me see if I can do this. Right, so I'm going to go in this session today, guys. I'm going to go to. Let me just see if I can move this over to here. All right, fantastic. So I'm going to go absolutely major long term, which is a yearly chart. As you can see, this is a yearly chart here right now on the Dow Jones, and then I'm going to condense that down even more. Okay, again, this is, as you can see from the title list, this is about looking at the long term view. So this is a yearly chart here, right? Absolutely just crazy. You can see we have a big long term trend line coming through there. If we do start to break below these levels through here, we're probably likely to head back down towards these levels through here. So that would definitely be a place in there, but we're not there yet. So if I continue to move up from here, I can actually see on a yearly basis, I can actually see this. Look at this here, right? So I can see how that the market has, let me see if I can do this here. See how if I draw my trend line from there to there, Notice something here on this yearly chart here, right? Notice how that throughout this whole time here, we could not close above, right? So we started through here on the yearly chart, and notice how we stayed above it all along this time, and then recently we came down, we bounced off around there, and then continued up. So we're still in a massive big bull market, right? We're definitely not rolling over yet. So if I go down to, and let me now bring it down to now a quarterly chart, right? So every 3 months, this is what happens every 3 months in the markets. And as you can see, right? As you can see that if I look at this level through here, right, and let me see if I can bring this up through here. Okay, and then if I bring this level up through to here, look what's happening here right now, okay, guys? This is not a coincidence, right? The market is a fascinating machine when it comes to technical analysis. People say technical analysis doesn't work. Really? I see a lot of evidence that it does work, but there's probabilities in technical analysis, and that's always the hardest thing about an individual trader, is they don't understand that whenever you apply a technique or a chart reading technique or trading system, there's a probability in that, right? There's no certainties. The way you get that probability in is you take that pattern or that trading system, no matter what, 10 times in a row, and then you'll be able to say, oh, look, there's my win-loss ratio. There's my 90% win-loss ratio. So like, for example, with me and my private clients, we have two different types of approaches. One, we have like a system that's like, it's like a trading system, that trading system that happens maybe 1 or 2 dozen times per year. It's like, show me a trade that meets those rules, and I won't get into absolute detail here because that'll be like a 3-hour training itself. Where it's like, you're hard to find a trade that meets those rules that has a losing trade. I say 90% win-loss ratio, but it's like, I can't find a trade that actually makes a loss when it meets all the rules 100%. And then I have another trading system, which is more like a cash flow generating system, which we're in and out with just a couple of days. And that has about a 75 to 80% win-loss ratio. But the thing is, guys, is that I'm saying that to you right now because based on a lot of traders out there, if you want to become part of that world, right, is that you have a trading system and you take that system 10 times, no matter what you think, no matter what you hope, and that's always the hardest thing about trading is the individual trader. We have the trading system, but the individual trader starts to say, okay, well, I know this meets the rules, but I'm not sure about it, so I'm not going to take it. That's not the way to go, right? We see the system, we see the rules, we know that 7-8 times out of 10 it's going to be a profitable trade, and so I'm going to take this trade. And if I take this trade right now, I know that I could that the 20% of the time that it does make a loss, that this trade right now could be part of that. I don't know, and that's always the hardest part about traders, that they think they need to know what this one individual trade is going to do in order for you to do well in the market. And that's always the hardest thing about traders and trading the markets these days. Trading the markets is quite a simple process. And it's never the market, or it's never that, right? The trading the markets is a simple process. It's all about, okay, you have a trading system or trading pattern and the trading plan. And every time that pattern appears, or every time that trading setup appears, you take it regardless of what you think or what you hope. And you take that religiously no matter what. And over 10 times, that's when you see your win-loss ratio. And then that's how you make money overall, right? And that's the reason why me and my private clients, and that's what's made me do so well over 10 years now. My first 5 years were horrible, or first 2 or 3 years were horrible, and then there was time out for a while, and then I started getting much better, right? But if you guys, and I know I'm bringing this into the start of this session here, but I'm really trying to. This is the stuff that I do with my actual with my private coaching clients, it's so important, guys, that if you want to become part of this trading world, then the trading world in itself, and you want to make an actual income from trading, then you must follow the rules that makes an income from trading. And what is that? Notice I said the rules. What goes into a successful trader? See, I believe a lot of systems out there actually work, but the traders don't work individually, right? What goes into a successful trader is that he has a plan. He has his trading setup that he looks for, and then he's not going to do anything until that trading setup appears. And then when it does appear, no matter what he thinks, no matter what he hopes, he knows he needs to take that with good risk management, and he knows that this individual trade is about to get into today, even though it has an 80% win-loss ratio, the trade I'm about to get into today could be part of that 20% in the loss ratio. And so if you know on average you're going to have an 80% win-loss ratio, or even a 75% win-loss ratio, and you saw the system, you take it today knowing that this trade could be part of the loss in the win-loss ratio, or could be part of the win in the win-loss ratio. You never know up front. You don't need to know. right? My mentor always said that, John, people would rather be right than rich. He said, I'd rather trade the market and make money. I'm like, what does that mean? And it took me so many years to figure that out. And what he means was, John, just trade it. Some of them are going to be losses. Most are going to be profits. You don't know which ones are going to be which. Then just keep taking it. And over 20 trades, you'll see that you make money. Keep rinse, recycle, repeat. You make money. Don't do anything else. It's that simple. And it's so interesting, guys, that once I started to get out of my own way and stop doing this other bullshit that stopped, and I always say to my private clients, okay, here are the systems that we follow. Take these systems. One strategy has an almost 100% win-loss ratio, 90+% win-loss ratio. And then another strategy, which is almost identical to the first strategy, I know that has a 75 to 80% win-loss ratio. It's a much more lower because there's a lot more trades. But it's more like a cash flow. That 75% win-loss ratio, that's more like a cash flow. We're in and out really, really quickly, 2 to 5 days. And I always say, when you take good, you're likely to get good overall. When you take crap, you're going to get crap. And I actually had an actual private coaching session with one of my clients this week. And I actually said to him, I said, you know what? I said, when you do, you do. When you don't, you don't. And what I was talking about there is that when you do follow your plan, you do well. When you don't follow your plan, you don't do well. Right? And this is the stuff, guys, that goes into a good trader. See, guys, I don't make the rules, right? I don't make the rules. It's just like, okay, here's this thing called the market. Here's this thing called the stock market or the futures market or the stock market. They all operate the same way. But if I am not going to be a good trader into their market, no matter what system I follow, then I am not. And if you do follow a good system and you do follow that all the time, when you do, you do well. When you do follow, you do well. When you don't, you don't. So no matter what you're following there, okay, if you'd like to become a private client of mine and stuff like that, actually where I show you my trading systems and stuff like that, and I show you my scanning, and where you're getting weekly coaching from me, almost daily coaching, then just email me at HOWELL trader @gmail.com, and then I'll set up a time to actually have a one-on-one phone call with you, and then I'll see if you're a good fit and we can talk about it more there. But the thing is that when you do, you do. When you don't, you don't. And it really is that simple. Getting ahead overall, guys, is not a hard thing. It really isn't. Stop saying it to yourself. It is. The reason why it's hard is because that second phrase there, right? When you do, you do. When you don't, you don't. Because you don't follow a plan religiously, you don't do well. When you do, you do. Right, and that's with my private coaching that I got with my private coaching clients. My first sort of 2 to 3 months with them is just getting them confident in knowing what to look for in a good system, and then we just follow the plan. And then half my job as a coach, right, with my private coaching clients, is that I'm there every day on the Facebook group, getting them to make sure that they're only taking good trades, because then over the year. If you look over the year, like if I take my system, the cash flow system that we have, more like an income system, it has a 75 to 80% win-loss ratio. I tell my clients, if you just follow this, you get in today, you're holding it 1 to 5 days. Sometimes the very next day you're out. Like there was a trade last week, I got in today, I got in one day, the very next day I got out for a 40% profit. Using options. When I do, I do. When I don't, I don't. Okay, there's a 40% profit. Oh, there's a 20% loss. Oh, there's a 100% profit. Oh, there's a 30% loss. Oh, there's a 50% profit. Oh, there's a 20% profit. Oh, there's a 5% profit. Oh, there's 30% loss. Oh, okay, there's a 10% loss. That's how it works, right? When I do, I do. But if I take that system religiously out the whole year, I know most of the trades are going to do well, and some of them are not. And if I do, at the end of this year, if at the end of this year, I know that if I do that, I'm going to crush any major CEO or any major lawyer or accountant of law firms out there when it comes to income basis. Now, I'm not saying if you're doing $500 trades and stuff like that, obviously you need to build it up, right? But when you start to do $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 per trade, right? it doesn't take it does when and you start to have that foundation with good risk management, and you apply that to your system. When you do, before you know it, over the year, some months are going to be very, very active and some months are not. You need to accept that up front. And if you don't, that's where most traders go wrong, right? And even with some of my coaching clients, this year has been a really, really, really big thing for them, right? Because January and February, we had a phenomenal 2 months. All my coaching clients just crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. This year, I've had 2 of my coaching clients. Some of them are actually part of my coaching client last year as well too. But I've had 2 of my coaching clients saying they've made 6 figures already this year. Already. I'm like, wow, that actually completely blew me away. One guy took like a $30,000 trading account into over $100,000, this year already. But the purpose of me saying that is that he did that because there were so many good trading opportunities January and February. The market was moving, lots of things. And then March came and it was actually pretty quiet. Now things are picking back up again. We're starting to get a lot more opportunities. But the hardest thing for them was spending maybe a week or 2 or 3 weeks not doing anything in the markets because there was no trading opportunities. And that's where the hardest thing for you, right, is that some months are going to be active, some months are not. And if you can say, okay, I understand that. I understand over the year that this month he might be very, very active, and the next month I might not have any trades at all. And if I can understand that and accept that up front, then if I look at my whole income over the year, people say, oh, I made 50 grand this year. Then look at your income like that from trading. Because if you're trying to make a monthly income or a weekly income, you're trying to impose something on there that may not be there. I try to look at my income as a yearly basis. So anyway, guys, which went in the coaching mode on your asses. But I'm doing this, guys, because I really care about you, okay? I really care, and I see so many people not do well in the markets, and it's because they don't, they're not applying the foundation, what goes into a good trader that applies to these markets here. All I do, guys, is that I know the rules, that I know the universal laws that goes into a good trader that I need to bring to these markets if I want to do well. And if I don't, I'm not going to do well. And those universal laws is exactly what I was saying just then there. So right now, looking back to the Dow Jones, we can see here, right? We have a high, we have a higher high, and look what happened here, right? This is the quarterly chart, right? So every 3 months, I think. Is that every quarterly? I think. So we have a high point up here, right? Oh crap. So we have a high point up there. And we have a high point up here. We also have a high point up here. We have look at all this support level through here. All this level of support. And then look what happened just recently on the Dow Jones. We came flushing down. Look at that. X marks the spot, right? Let me take this off the screen here. Look where we bounced off there. Ain't that incredible? It's like, that's just fascinating, right? A trend line that started right back here in 83. And then we picked up the major low here in 2008. Look what happened right now. Right there. It's stopped right there, dead cold, and started the retrace. Amazing. Okay, so if I go now to the monthly chart, now we're starting to dig a bit deeper, right? And look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So this trend line through here, this is the 2008. Sorry, this is the tech bubble over here. Then the 2008 top. Look what happened here, right? As soon as we got back above this top, look at all the support. Look at all the support. There's a lot of gyrations around this level through here. This is actually the election time. Then the market took off. Look what happened. We just came back down to where? 2 major long-term support levels. So when you're looking at this, we can apply whatever fundamental or theory we want to. A lot of people have just been saying that this crash right now is the crash and we should get out of stocks. Yet look at the tech stocks making all-time new highs. Netflix, Amazon, right? So there's amazing opportunity. Amazing opportunities out there, that if we just continue to focus on these, there's so many good. So There's so many good trading opportunities out there, and we don't want to put a blatant statement on, oh, look at the S&P and the Dow Jones. That means all stocks are doing the same thing, because they're not. So I look at this here, right? And notice how we bounced off here, major support level. X marks the spot, I call it. I wonder why it stopped there. You know, it's so fascinating, guys. The more that I view these charts, the more that I realize, you know, oh, well, the market stopped here because, and you can insert whatever you want to. All I say is that it's not a coincidence that it ran right down to our long-term major support level and then took off, right? So why am I saying this? Is because if you look at what's actually happened here, okay, and can I draw on this? I can't, can I? Yes, I can. I'm going to bring up my Snagit tool. Let's bring on good old Snagit here. Okay, so this is my little Snagit tool over here. And as you can see, right, that we had this major low point through here. Oh, bit too thick. Bit too thick. Let's go that. Let's go black. Right, so we had this major low. We had this ran up. We have a higher low. Ran up, higher low, ran up, higher low, ran up, went sideways, came up, higher low. Right, we could also probably call this a bit of a higher low here as well too. But when we're looking at the major swings, we can see that this could just be some form of a higher low before we continue doing this again. Like, and the way that the market's working right now, the way that the actual stock market on a short-term basis is working right now, it does look like on an individual basis that we are continuing to make some really good moves to the upside, guys. So the number one thing we need to do continuously is to not throw our thoughts and our opinions at what this market is doing, right? The number one thing we can do is just focus on the market itself. So come down here. Now we've actually drilling down even more, aren't we? We're drilling down and drilling down. We went from a yearly to a quarterly to a monthly. Let's go to a weekly right now. And look at that there, right? It's just incredible, right? Look at this here. Weekly came all the way back down to where? Major support levels, and now we're starting to rally back up again. It's just continue to rally right now. And so there's nothing stopping this, I believe. Then there's nothing stopping this, I believe, to come up and probably close this gap here real soon. And the people that, like, I'm long right now, right? I've been long for quite some time. In fact, yeah. So, and as we can see, right, and now look at this here. Look at this. Look at that there. We know. See these lines here? What is that? That's the long-term yearly, long-term quarterly, long-term monthly, right? Those long-term charts. And as we can see, right, the market has continued to start to step up. And I do see this thing continuing to rally up. And I see this thing continue to rally up, at least or until they come out and say everything's contained. Because we know things are getting better, right? We know things are getting really good right now. And so the market will continue to rally up into this whole thing about them. The market will probably continue to rally up until they say things are good, right? And then we might get a bit of pause or whatever. But until then, as you can see, right, there's just nothing stopping this market right now on this basis here. Now, again, guys, there's always a chance, or there's always an opportunity to get a pullback through here somewhere. But if you're saying that right now, you're just guessing, right? There's nothing here to say this is going to go down. If you do that, if you do, you do. You don't, you don't. So that's what I'm seeing there right now, guys. An overall picture on the markets through there. And the S&P and the NASDAQ are the same thing. Actually, the NASDAQ, let me go to the NASDAQ. Let me show you here on the NASDAQ. Let me go to the, where we go, monthly charts. Okay, look at this monthly chart. Look at this NASDAQ. Isn't this NASDAQ just a gorgeous looking chart? Look at this here, right? Look at it all here. Support. Look at this higher low, support. Look what happened just recently. That NASDAQ is such a gorgeous looking chart. And there's nothing bearish about this at all. Nothing bearish. There's no topping action here. There's nothing through here, right? If I go to my weekly chart, look what's happened. We've just had a big flush down. Now we've had a big flush back up. And look at this here, right? We had a flush down below this support level, and look what happened the very next week, came back up. What do you think this is here? This is called a false breakout. A false breakout is where, now in this scenario, right, in this scenario, let me actually bring up this, let me bring up the good old snagger tool again. In this scenario, right, the market does this. So we may have a trend that when the market's going up like this, okay? And if we could see that the market's been bouncing off this trend line, bouncing off this trend line, bouncing off this trend line, and then suddenly we get a flush down, and then it just suddenly comes straight back up again, then we can see that this here is probably going to be some form of a false breakout. Why isn't that doing that? That's weird, isn't it? Yeah, so that's going to be some form of false breakout. So that's what's going on right now, as I speak right now in the Nasdaq. Okay, big flush down, and the thing is, like right now, the Nasdaq guys, if you can see up the top here, look at up the top here. What is this up here? This is what? This is one big gap. If I go to my daily charts now, look at this up here. Like there is such a major opportunity right now in the tech stocks. It's just a steaming train to the upside, right? A massive train to the upside. Now, isn't this also interesting as well, too, guys? Remember I said before, right? If I go to my weekly charts, if I go to my monthly charts, we can see that this is a long-term trend line going back since the 2009 that the tech stocks have been in, right? This is just it's actually a very healthy bull market, actually, by the way, in tech stocks. There is nothing bubblish about this right now, right? Especially with what's happened right now. So we had a big pullback, and now we're rallying. Then we went to our weekly charts, and look at this here, weekly chart, big false breakout, and now we're starting to look at this massive V bottom. This is a V bottom, guys. This is not a trend reversal, topping action, or anything like that. Right, so as you can see, it's just a nice, strong down, strong back up. You know, even the Sp500, right? Strong down, strong back up, but especially the tech stocks. So I would, so the Nasdaq right now is on its way up now to come and close this gap here. And the thing is, guys, is that no matter what I think, right? Because there's so many people out there saying that the top is definitely in and the market's definitely going to crash and all that sort of stuff. It may or may not, right? But what the information I have right now in front of me right now is that we're probably likely to run back up and continue rallying back up through here. Especially those tech stocks, guys, like Amazon and Netflix and stuff like that. Apple. They are steam and run to the upside. So with that being said, because of this here, that's actually one of because of that, and also this daily chart through here, as you can see, we can see... and so as you can see, right, but this actually is continuing through. So this is just such an amazing opportunity, right, guys? If you think about it, and guys, for you guys that have been following me for the last few months, you guys know, right? Let me go back to over this chart through here. Actually, this chart here, right? You guys know, I'm going to bring up actually, you know what? Let me just bring up this chart here. Right, what we're looking at here right now, guys, is the top. This is the top up here. This is the Dow Jones. This is the Sp500, and this is the Nasdaq. Down the bottom is the silver, gold, and the GDX and GDXJ. But the reason why I'm bringing this up here right now is that, as you can see, right, see my pink arrows? What do you think these pink arrows are? And I want you to think about this. These pink arrows are when the World Health Organization came out and said, pandemic, right? That's bad. Guess what happened a couple of days later? A couple of days later, Trump came out and said, a national emergency, right? Things are absolutely hell right now. And this is the flip. This is what people it's so weird in the stock market because they think, oh, really, really bad news is going to make the market make it crash. And so it's actually the opposite, right? And guys, again, I don't make the rules. I just play by the rules. it's really, really weird, right? It's like, that's the reason why most people don't do well, even long term in the stock market, right? Because they'll buy when everything is really, really, really good. And then when things turn to crap, guess what happens? They end up just getting out, right? Things are bad. And then the market rallies back up again. It's like, hang on a minute. That doesn't make sense. I thought everything was really good. And I guarantee you that where those pink arrows are at the top, when the World Health Organization came out and said that everything's really, really bad, you guys know, right? If you guys have been following me for the last few months, you guys know that I've been... now, guys, can you guys just give me a yes in the chat box if you've been following me a few months and you know that I've been pointing this thing out that the market's likely to make a bottom real soon, and I'm going in long big time right now, and I have been long ever since. Because the thing is, guys, is that this is the way the markets work, right? And I hope you can see, right, that's when the whole thing about Warren Buffett, people, you need to be greedy when most people are fearful. And I knew when we'll get into that absolutely pandemic and the whole world's over and there's no toilet paper in the shelves and stuff like that, I knew exactly at that time that it'll start to go long on some of these sort of swing trade stocks that I was looking to get into. And look what's happened recently, right? It just continued and every single one, right? Every single one of those pink arrows was what? It wasn't the exact bottom, but because at that time, it was giving us a sign that we are getting very, very, very close to the bottom. And then guess what happened? A couple of days later, they started announcing what? Massive stimulus. Now, if all this, right, really, really, really bad news, World Health Organization comes out, says pandemic. 2 days later, Trump comes out and says national emergency. A week later, they come out with a massive stimulus bill, really, 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 really quickly. If that is not going to cause a bottom and 0% interest rates, I don't know what is. Ultimate fear in the markets, massive stimulus, 0% interest rates. I wonder where the market's going to go. And so, guys, this is the thing, right, about trading and the markets itself and all that sort of stuff. It's just like, this is the way that, you know, that we see through there. So, guys, and that's why I've been bullish long term, you know, and that's why I went long, and that's why, you know, I'm a very, very, very happy camper to this day. I'm very happy. I'm in the markets, and you know, I got into a few stocks, and I got into the SPY and stuff like that, and you know, and one of the stocks that I did get into, which was actually Apple. Right, I got into Apple on this day right here, actually, this day right here. And my Apple position is doing up really, really nicely. This is the day I got into Apple. I got into some other stocks, SPY. This is when I got into the SPY down here. And what do you think is happening to my options right now? Really, 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 really nicely, right? So anyway, they're my sort of swing positions there right now. But once again, I think Apple, along with NASDAQ, are going to make all-time new highs. And I'm just really, really, really grateful to be part of Apple right now. Because I think that, along with the other companies out there, are amazing opportunities. I don't know exactly when the high is going to be, and I don't need to know. All I do know is when I got in down there around that sort of $230 level, when I saw the bounce, I knew we're probably likely to make some form of a low there. I even got my private clients into it as well too. So we made some form of a low there, and I knew we're going to at least rally back up and close that gap, at least. And so I actually, out of all my positions right now, guys, I've got some other stock positions. I've got SPY. I've got some other positions in metals. Apple is my largest position by 3. Largest position by 3. And that's how much I was very, very happy with Apple. So Apple's going to be probably, you know, if we do come up and close that gap over the next couple of weeks, Apple is probably going to be my most successful trade that I've done in probably about 5 years. So really, 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 really exciting stuff with Apple. But again, who knows what happens? This thing could just start to drop back down like a rocket. But the probability is we're going to come up and at least close this gap through here, guys. So the purpose of me bringing all this up for you guys is that it's so important that you continue to remove your emotions, okay? Continue to remove your emotions from these markets and stop listening to this other crap out there. Right? Stop listening to all this crap out there because they don't know. Right? It's like as soon as this stock market crashed, it's like that's it, the world's ending. We should continue to sell right now. And I think I was one of the only people out there that for the last month have been saying, no, we're getting ready to the bottom. We're getting ready to the bottom. I don't know, not exact one day. And by golly, man, I got smashed on YouTube. They've gone very quiet actually right now. So let's go have a look at silver and gold right now. Silver and gold, look what's happened with gold here. Gold is actually broke down through here. So short term, I don't see much. I see a little bit of a pullback on short term. If I go to my weekly charts here on gold, let me take this off the screen here. Oh, look at this here. Remember I said before about false breakouts, guys? Look at this here. If I go to my, see this here on gold, right? So notice how we had this high point. We came down, we broke below this major low level through here. If I bring up that daily chart now. So we broke this, we had a break below this level. Once we got back above, where did we run to? We ran to the highs, right? What did I say about NASDAQ before? Right, the NASDAQ, was it the NASDAQ? Or the Dow Jones? Dow Jones, S&P, and also NASDAQ, right? But what I say, look at the NASDAQ, right? NASDAQ did what? Break below, came back up. Now we're rallying back up. We're probably going to run back up to all-time new highs. So back onto gold right now, guys. If I bring up gold, we almost got to that high, didn't we? Almost got to those highs. I do see a bit of a pullback happening with gold, but long term, I wouldn't be bothered about that. Silver is the one that I'm really excited about. Silver is the one that says, hey, look at me. And this is the power of reading charts, right, guys? This is the power of, okay, the charts are giving you signs. If you go back in time, right? If you go back in time, it's like, oh, look at this. Look what the market was doing through here. Look at this through here. You know, what's the flavor of the month? False breakout, right? False breakouts in channels, which means a false breakout simply means it broke out of the channel, whether it's up or down. Some people say, John, it didn't break up. So that's not a breakout. It is. It's breaking out of the channel. It's false breakdown or whatever you want to call it, right? So it broke down past this major level of support and then we rallied right back up. What do you think this is here? There's a very massive high probability that we have actually now made the final low before a secular year after year after year bull market. Now, when I say that, don't think jump in now because it's going to go up tomorrow. Come on, guys. We know that, right? Just look at the markets. Even if we are going to go up, we're going to go up for a little while, then we're going to go sideways, right? Just look at the daily chart. Just like this here, right? Up for a few days, down, up, sideways, so on and so forth. But there's a massive high probability that when we're looking at silver, we have made the final low in this overall year after year after year bear market. And I'm very confident that we are now going to see some amazing action over the next 5 years in silver. Silver is one of the most greatest opportunities right now. One, because of what the chart is telling me. But two, when it comes to the gold-silver ratio, silver is going to catch up to gold and it's going to be exciting. Guess what do you think I've got, guys? You better believe it. I got some silver. And I'm excited for it. So let's just see what happens through there. It's going to take time, guys. Again, we're looking at a weekly chart here, guys. So even if we do get a little bit of a pullback through here, I believe we won't see these lows again. Maybe in 10 years time frame or something, but I believe from now we're going to continue to have that very nice stair-stepping movement in a nice upward direction, and we're going to see some absolute fireworks. Once this here, we got a big false breakout here. So the next target for me is actually 1850. We're probably likely to run to there overall. Then we're likely to pause for a little bit. Once we do pause and we actually break the 1850, the next stop is up at 2350 to 24, or just say call it 23 if you're going to use the exact numbers. That's where I see with silver. So PSHHH. You say gold is a sell. It may be short term, yes, maybe absolute short term, but I would not want to be stepping in front of that, especially 0% interest rates right now, guys, and they're printing money. My goodness, gold is going to continue to soar with pullbacks, okay? With pullbacks. So guys, if you have any questions right now, put them into the chat box, as I will be gladly to help you out with that. If you have any stocks you want me to look at, any markets you want me to look at, I'm happy to look at them and to answer your questions. As you're doing that there, guys, just give me 30 seconds and I'll be back in 30 seconds. Alrighty, traders. Alrighty. So let's get straight into let's actually get more into what I was going to share with you. I want to share with you something here, guys, by the way, as well too. So Amazon, I believe I actually have a target for Amazon, by the way, guys. So this breakout that we're seeing here right now, I have a target of 2,800, or basically a conservative 2,700. Okay, so I actually have a target of 2,700 for Amazon, and that's where I think we're going overall. I do think we're probably likely to get a bit more of a pullback, and I'm praying that we do, right? Because I want to be in Amazon. I'm not in Amazon right now. Some of my private clients actually caught some of this move from a shorter term trade, but I actually want to be part of Amazon. But there's just no. I'm not going to just get into Amazon because I think it's going to get to 2750, right? I want to get into a really good setup. So that's that one there, and also Netflix. So just remember, guys, I'm saying Amazon's likely to get to that 27. Let me go back to that weekly chart again. This is the weekly chart we're looking at right now. That we're likely to get to this 2,700 level, but that's the overall basis. But we also could expect some sort of pullback. So don't just go jumping into Amazon. I'm not in Amazon right now at all. I want to be in Amazon, so I definitely want to get into I'd love to see a very nice pullback, and then I can get into this thing again. Or get into this thing. Some of my private clients actually traded this on an hourly basis. Look at this here. Right here. See this arrow right here? This is actually when some of my private clients, they got in on this breakaway bar. We had this sort of resistance level through here. Got in on this breakaway bar. And they actually had a very, very, very nice move. One of my private clients picked up this is actually this last week. He picked up, I think, 250% return, in just 1 or 2 days. So fantastic trade that was. I wasn't trading the hourly chart, so I didn't pick that up. They were trading the hourly chart, but it doesn't matter, right? Whether it's the daily chart or the hourly chart, my trading system for my private clients works no matter what. On any time frame. Moving on now to Netflix and FLX. Okay, Netflix is having a bit of a pullback. So again, don't fight it. I do see more of a pullback actually coming. Potentially, that's always the hardest thing. But the overall basis, let's go to the weekly chart. We're looking at the weekly chart now. I actually see a target of 560 for Netflix. So I see Netflix getting to 560. If I'm going to be more conservative, it'd be like the 540 level. More of a conservative target, 540. So $540 is where I have a target there. So what I would want to start to see is I'd want to start to see a very, very, very nice sort of setup through here. I actually traded it through here as well too. So I got in this day here, and then I got out this day here. It was actually a short-term trade. I didn't write it all out because I didn't know exactly where I was going to be. So I got in this day here, got out the very next day. That actually in one day, out the next day, 40% return on my options. Thank you very much. And that's that sort of cash flow type of trading that I do. So very, very, very nice. Very nice breakout as well too. Look at that breakout. Very nice breakout, right? Move up, sideways, very nice breakout, and then suddenly the market continued up from here. So once again, guys, that's where I see Netflix and Amazon going as well too. Let's just have a quick look at Apple, because as you know, I'm actually in Apple right now. I'm not in Netflix. I was in Netflix for a short-term trade, but Apple right now, guys, is probably going to run back up and actually come back up and close this gap and probably even make an all-time new high for the year. So that's one of the reasons why I'm in Apple. Apple right now is massive, 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 big bull market through here. So really, 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 really exciting for Apple. That's the reason why I'm Apple. That's the reason why I am personally long Apple right now for a swing style of trading. I wish I got into Amazon and stuff like that, Amazon and also Netflix, but they just didn't give me that. I just didn't get the actual exact confidence out of that. I also like the fact that Apple is so cashed up as well too. So one of the biggest stocks out there is Apple. This whole thing here, guys, has been an amazing opportunity. It's a gift, right? This is a gift. Well, it was a gift anyway. Most of this thing is that the boat has been gone. So let's answer some questions here. Look at the weekly. Okay, yep. GDX holding $30 quite well. Thoughts? Let's have a look at this here. GDX. Let's go to the... So because of the GDX had a big flush down and a big flush up, this is a massive V bottom here. So there's a very high probability that even if we did go sideways for a bit, which I'm hoping it is, please do that, all right? Because that'll give me a trade, or at least give me a short-term trade, all right? Just please give me that. Please give me a short-term trade. And so I want to see at least another couple of small bars through here, and then give me a nice breakaway bar with volume. It's like, bam, let's go, right? So yes, holding $30 quite well. We may get a little bit more of a pullback, but because we've had this V bottom on that weekly chart, we're probably likely to get a bit of a pullback, and this whole level through here, this whole level through here is probably one massive final low in GDX, I believe, before we start to see a run back up to at least 42, and then a lot more from actually that. But I do believe that even with a nice pullback, the overall direction is actually $42 for GDX there. So that's what I think through there. But I do believe we've actually made a final low. That doesn't mean we're not going to get a strong pullback through here, but I don't think we're going to get back down towards $17 or $18 again. Now again, we may in 5 years time frame, but I believe we found a major low here in the GDX, and I'm really, really excited for that. Really excited for that. What about your uranium miners? I don't know about them. Is there a code there? Do you have a code or something there? Two guys. Oh, sorry, no, DJ. Do you have a code or something? Uranium miners. Because if you have a code or an ETF or an index code or something like that I can look up, then I'll be able to start to rip apart that chart. Do you hold any physical silver or gold or stocks? Physical gold or silver or stocks? For me personally, no, I don't. I don't actually hold any physical gold and silver. Now that's just my personal opinion. But that being said, I do want to start getting some gold bars. Right, I do want to start getting some gold bars because I just think it'd be awesome to have some gold bars on my desk. I think the energy from the actual real gold on my desk would be quite amazing. So no, I don't have. I like to trade the actual. The physical and silver, or I like to just buy it without actually trading it, if you know what I mean. I like to buy the actual gold and silver, but not buy the physical, and to be part of that. That way, if I want to become liquid, I can sell it straight away to the markets and go from there. That could be via GOD and stuff like that. Now, again, guys, I know there's a lot of hoo-hay out there about, oh my goodness, you need physical because this whole world's going to turn to custard. And there's going to be nothing left apart from silver and gold. Like you could be right. And by the way, I do believe that as the years go on, the currencies are getting more devalued, and then gold is probably going to be the biggest store holder of wealth. I do believe that, yes. But even if you're going to then convert gold back to dollars to actually then buy something, and the dollars are still worth nothing, then it's sort of the same but different, right? It's like, oh my goodness, gold, right? And then suddenly you go, okay, well, I'm going to go sell gold right now to get some dollars so I can go buy a loaf of bread. What happens if you have your physical gold, not many dollars, gold's going up, inflation goes through the roof, the dollar gets devalued, and now a 2,000 ounce or a $5,000 gold bar now could probably buy you, a shopping basket worth of food. So there's a lot of theories and conspiracies and stuff out there, guys. I don't think we need to worry about that as much. I think overall, guys, we're going to be just fine. Guys, put it this way. If we do end up like that, there's a lot of people out there, Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, major hedge funds are going to be completely wiped out. And I think they know what's coming. And I don't think we're going to just completely unfold and we're going to go back to the bartering days and stuff like that. There's too much money in the system, and there's too many smart people in the system. Right now, we're too innovative as well too. So, but hey guys, this is just my opinion. This is just what I think. And I'm throwing that out there, guys, because when it comes back down to holding physical gold and silver, just always ask yourself, why are you doing this? Why are you holding physical gold and silver? Or why do you do this? Or and so on and so forth. I buy the GOD because I want to benefit from the rise of that. I don't touch leverage ETFs because all of them are going to die. Leverage ETFs, all of them are going to die. But the main ones, like the main ETFs, they're going to do really, really well. So there we go. Two guys. WTI breaking below 20. How long does it hover under 20 until an upward move starts? Let's have a look at WTI. WTI. Oh, WTI is in a massive downward move. Wow. Wait there. Am I looking at the wrong one? I'm WTI, I'm not sure. I'm not looking at the right code there. If you can, two guys, if you can type in, is that the right code, WTI? Because I've actually put that in. Actually, good question here. What are your thoughts on going long with silver leverage ETFs? I think, guys, do not touch leverage ETFs. Do not touch any of the leverage ETFs. They're going to a basket and a handcase. They're going to a zero, right? If you want to touch the market, go to the main ones that are going to survive this whole meltdown. Leverage ETFs are going to go to zero. But like GOD, SLV, GDX, SPY, those main ones, they're going to survive. The reason why I say that, right? Look at this here. I'll give you a really good example. This here right now is the GDXJ. Okay. Now let's look at this here. Right. So if I go to if I look at the GDXJ, look at this here. GDXJ, this is the what? This is the gold miners, juniors, gold miner juniors, right? The gold miners juniors. So when we have the gold miner juniors, look what's happened here, right? The gold miner juniors has actually rallied up 100% off the lows. $20 up to $40, right? So in theory, the leverage ETFs, right, should be up 300%. Let's look at the JNUG. Look at the JNUG has just stayed still. Why? because it's the death of the leverage ETFs. Do not touch leverage ETFs, guys. The only reason why you want to touch leverage ETFs is because you think that when the market goes up, you can make a lot more money. Guys, most of these leverage ETFs are going to zero. And you can see it right now, right? This is actually physical, tangible, seeing what we're seeing right now. GDX is up nicely. Why? Because it's a very solid, ETF. The 2 times leverage ETF has just stayed basically almost at zero. This thing's gonna die soon. So yeah, please guys, stay away from leverage ETFs. And you probably heard Michael Burry, I think that's his name, from The Big Short. He even came out and said a year ago that ETFs are a big, massive bubble. But when you dig a bit deeper, you realize it's the leverage ones. It's not the actual main ones there. Oil. Let's have a look at oil here right now. Oil's under... Why is that there? Did oil jump up? Let's have a look at oil, USO. I think oil... Yeah, oil is... Don't know why this is happening with oil here. I'll go to the USO so I can look at the ETF here. Yeah, I don't know why this is actually happening here for the last couple of days, but anyway, how long do I think it's going to go down? It's a flip a coin, right? Let me bring up the USO. I'll bring up the USO so I can analyze it a bit more. We do have a big gap through here, guys, so I definitely see that. Actually, you know what? Let me go back to oil because oil is giving me a bit more of a... Okay, so I see oil through here, guys. This is the thing about oil that I'm looking at right now, okay? This major low level through here. What am I looking at there? All right, let me just delete that off the screen. All right, let me delete that off the screen now. And I want to go to this major low back here, right? So we have this major low back here, right? This is the monthly chart we're looking at. So we have this major low back here, 1 month, 2 month bounce. Then we came flushing down. And look what's happened recently, right? We came right back up. Look, see how we're rejecting it off this month through here. So we're rejecting it off this month through here. Okay, so we're rejecting it off this month through here. And then suddenly, so we're holding it through there. If I go to my weekly chart now, what you would want to see is start to get a close back above 30. And that's at least on a short-term basis. If we go to the daily chart, what you want to see is a close back above, say, the 30 level. Then we have a very good chance of starting to see at least a bit of an upward move from here. So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys. That's exactly what I'm seeing through there. So guys, if you would like to become a private client of mine, where you know my trading strategy, you get my daily coaching and stuff like that, then just email me at Howell, HOWELL trader @gmail.com. I'll then line up a time to actually talk to you on the phone, or at least over the internet, Skype or whatever. And then we'll talk about it and we'll see if we're a good fit. Then you'll be able to join my coaching program if we're both a good fit from there. Or at least, guys, if you'd like to just try out my Master Trader Lab monthly with all that sort of stuff there, free trial, live trainings, actually on the Master Trader Lab every month I do coaching sessions as well. But my private coaching is more like every day. You get my #1 trading system and so on and so forth. You get my scans and all that sort of stuff. So if you want to become a private client of mine, daily coaching, then email me at howelltrader@gmail.com. Or if you would just like to just get started, then join the Master Trader Lab monthly, new trainings, live coaching sessions every month. That's once a month. Access to the mastermind and also amazing chart reading and trading systems and stuff like that to get you heading started. And again, you can also try it all out for free at mastertraderlab.com. Let's actually continue on here now into the questions. All right, let's continue here. Okay, so CCJ. All right. So let's have a look at this here. CCJ. Oh. So this is CCJ here. Let's have a look at this. Oh. CCJ. CCJ is on its way up to about $13. It had a massive, massive flush down. Look at this here. All right. The flavor of the month is what? False breakouts. False breakouts are powerful because when you see them, there's like an 80% probability that not only are you going to get the false breakout, but it's going to run to the opposite of the channel. Let me show you what I mean here. Look at this here, gold. Right? Gold did what? Let me delete this thing up here. Gold did what? See this false breakout here where it had this major support and it broke down and then it got back to the channel? Guess where it's likely to run to? To the top of the next channel. If I go to CCJ, look what happened here, right? Big flush down, a big flush back up. This is actually a strong move down, a strong move back up. This is a V bottom. This is an overall big classic, big massive false breakout in my books. A big massive, massive, massive bottoming pattern. We're now rallying back up. We may pause here for a little bit on a short-term basis. So this is a weekly chart we're looking at. If I go to the daily chart, even if we do get a bit of a pullback, I believe we're likely to hold. We're likely to break up and overall head back up towards the $13 level because that's the way that that false breakouts work, right? I'll share this with you here right now. This is such a powerful thing here, guys, to understand with false breakouts. What you'll see time and time again. Now, this is a probability basis, guys. But what you'll see time and time again is that if we have an upward channel, just like we did with gold, if we have a channel that's through here, and then suddenly we bounce off the channel, but we break down, but then we don't do much and we break back up, then the target is to the opposite side of the channel. Likewise, if the market's going sideways through here and we're bouncing off and doing this and doing this and doing this, and suddenly we break down, it doesn't do much, we get back above, then there's like 80% probability we're going to get to at least to the top of the channel. So within that, we can see that we're likely to get at least a run to around the $13 level there. Probably a bit of a pullback here, but this is probably some massive V bottom action here. CCJ looks good overall long term for at least $13, but expect a bit of pullback here, I would say. Alrighty. Let's continue on here now. URA. Let's have a look at URA. Let's have a look at URA. URA. Ooh. So the thing about URA is that it's creating a classic V bottom. We had a very strong rally down, a very strong rally back up. Man, there's been some good buying opportunities right now. But the thing is, we're still heading down here. So let me see if I can find some angles here. So what you would want to see, we're creating, it looks like we're creating some bit of a V bottom here. Right, we came down, look at this here, sideways, came a little lower high and then break down. Isn't that pretty cool? Let's go to the weekly chart, shall I say? Break down, we had a big flush down, we had a rally back up. We want to see this thing continue to rally back, right back up. If we can start to get back above this level here, which is around that sort of $11 level, then this would be a bit of a final low. And then I see this thing, so this will be that'll be that level through there that you want to see it get back above. If we do have, that level through there. So that's that major level through there. So you'd want to see this thing really, for this to completely start the major trend, you'd want to see this thing really get back above, say, 12, even up to $13. And then some sort of a pullback, I'll be sort of happy to sort of to buy into it. But once again, we do have this level through here coming down here. So I'd really, really want to see this thing get back above that level there, because the overall trend has been down. So we still could get a bit of a drop here. We're not getting any false breakout yet. We're getting a V bottom action, but not any false breakout yet. So that's actually a bit of a hard one to say. But once again, if we do that, then if we do break above that level there, then I actually have a target of this level through here, which would be a $16 level. If we do get back above, say, $12 up here, $12 to $13, then I'd say this is likely to run back up to $16 there. The problem is that you don't want to get into it now because it may not be some form of bottom now. So that's what I'm seeing through there. When it comes to URA, let's have a look here, guys. Okay, cool. Shannon said, if stock market falls again to the March low, would silver and gold stocks go with it? Yes, maybe. Who knows? Right? It's like, I was like, I know. It's like, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. What I do see is probably likely to happen is we had silver gold sell off, miners sold off, stock market sold off. Everything now is bullish. Just like 2008, right? Well, 2008 was whole 2008. And then we found a massive bottom. Guess what? We found 2008, everything went down. Miners, metals, stocks. 2009 was bullish. Right now, it's like, it wasn't 1 year. It was like 1 month. March was bearish for everything. Moving to the rest of this year, it's probably bullish for everything. Everything had a big deflation. Now it's like, woof, up we go. Understand the short-term market trends, but how do you feel about the medium-term outlook and its effects on the share market? You've always got to just keep watching what the market's doing to sort of make a decision based on that, aka read the charts. But with 0% interest rates, with stimulation, and we know the government's going to come back in and keep buying ETFs, going to throw money at ETFs, throw money at the market, and so on and so forth. I don't see a topping action happening for a while. But 0% interest rates and all sort of printing is very, very bullish for gold. So it's actually bullish for a lot of things, actually. So I see. Now, if they do sell off, it'll be really, really interesting. If we do sell off, then that may be even more bullish for gold. It's very, very hard to say. When will gold break 2,000? Where's my crystal ball? Where's my crystal ball? Crystal ball. Tell me when it's gonna happen. Even the crystal ball couldn't tell me, so I'm sorry. The crystal ball couldn't even tell me. I don't know. I do believe that we're going to go through some exciting moves, though. So once again, guys, make sure you head on down to mastertraderlab.com. Grab the Master Trader Lab monthly new trainings, new coaching sessions every month. Access the mastermind. And again, you can try it all out for free for 14 days. Or if you'd like to become a private client of mine, join my private client where you get my #1 trading strategy, my scans, join the community, daily coaching with that, like hands-on every day, then just email me at Howell, HOWELL, trader@gmail.com. We will then arrange a time to have a talk on the phone, and then we'll see if we're both a good fit for each other to move forward for the coaching this year. Good morning, FL Bloomer. Oh, sorry, no, I missed that. What about MUX? All right, fantastic, MUX. Let's have a look at this here. MUX. Oh, MUX. Penny stock, eh? So, MUX, one thing I can see is clearly in a big, massive downward trend right now. There's no sign of it being a classic false breakout or an upward trend or nothing like that. So this is just, there's nothing here. There's nothing here to tell me that this is any movement of bullishness or anything in the markets here right now. Let's have a look at this real long term. We do have a major low down the bottom here. It's actually made a support down here. It's actually rallied back up. Yeah. So that's the monthly, that's the weekly, long-term weekly charts through there. Yeah, I don't know. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. We are getting into an oversold territory, so we're probably likely to see a bit of a sell-off again. MUX, not looking good. There's a very low probability this is going to turn into a bull market. Again, it's not going to say it's going to turn into a bull market. I don't know, but you know, you want something, right? You want a sign of a bottoming action. You want like a V bottom action, or you want false breakouts, or you want, you know, changing trends. You want to see what's happening through there. So that's what I'm seeing through there. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Good morning. What about AUN Golden Minerals? Barrick just went into a shared agreement with them. Oh, interesting. So let's have a look here. Let's go to MUX. MUX. Oh no, sorry, my bad. AUMN. All right, let's have a look at the hourly chart. Why do I have this level through here for? I'm not sure why. Oh, this is hard. This is hard. Because there's not a lot of data here. Go to a weekly chart. Oh, here we go. Weekly chart. Okay. I've already done some analysis on this, which is actually really interesting. Look what's happening through here. We actually broke the 20-cent mark. You can see we actually had a move down from here. And look at this here, right? Look at this here. Notice how we actually had a movement down through here. We had all this support level through here. Then we had a flush down and a flush back up. This is probably going to be some form of a false breakout. And remember what I said before, guys, that when the market does flush down, then we're likely then to head back up and then head back up to the top of the channel. So if we start to break the 40 cent mark, then we're probably likely to turn into a very, very, very nice bull market. And then I see... Yeah, so it's actually looking pretty good right now. We're looking very, very bullish with this whole false breakout level in this massive channel for a long time. This massive channel here for a long, long, long time and a false breakout tells me that once we start to get back above this level through here, let's go to the daily chart. Once we start to get back above, say, this major resistance level through here, then I believe this could be a very, very, very exciting stock to see some nice upward movement. Because we've been very, very quiet. How long has that been for? Wow, almost 2 years of sideways movement, not much going on at all. So once we break this level here, we could definitely see some really, really, really exciting moves in this one. So very, very, very exciting. Let's have. I'm going to put that on my watch list actually. Where is my watch list here? Alrighty, guys. So let's actually continue here. Oh, there we go. Wade said they did when this happened. Yeah, okay. 3 days of Sargo, FL Bloomer, 70-30 split on mine. Okay, that sounds good. Thanks for that. Okay, yeah, of course. The CEO of Gold. Yeah, AG is working with Saudia for the solar farm. AG's that's a stock I haven't seen for a while. Let's see what's going on here with AG. Yeah, AG's hard, isn't it? Because it's not giving you really anything, really, is it? It's like you got this major low point down here, which was sort of a support level. We just found support, and now we're rallying back up. So AG's ugly, guys. It's just like I did have this arrow back here. I had this was actually a short-term trade for me, so I was in and out in 2 days. And that's all I've really had with AG over this 12 months. I've had nothing but just that here. There was a short-term trade. Just that's all it was here. Short-term trade there. I missed the trade opportunity here. I saw this. I didn't see this one here, so I missed that one. That would have been just one day, out the next day, just to get a short-term play. But this break here would have tell me that we're likely to see a nice move down. This was a short-term trade for me, in and out. I think it was about an 80% return in a couple of days there. But apart from that, I haven't touched AG at all. But AG has, AG. There's two really, really good trading opportunities there for me. One I did take, one I didn't see. So still happy with that overall for the last 12 months with just this one particular stock. Thanks for your insights on MUX. No problem. Let's go. Thanks. Okay, sure. Yeah. VGPMX. Wow. VGPMX. Am I looking at the right one? VGPMX. VGP. Am I really looking at the right one? Why isn't this giving me any... It's just a line. Why is it not giving me any... Okay. Vanguard Capital. Okay, so it's just giving me... Oh, okay, so here's the open highlight close. Wow, that looks ugly, doesn't it? Yeah, Vanguard, yeah. I'm looking at the weekly chart now because I was wondering why it wasn't giving me my bars instead of just a line there. That looks ugly. That looks ugly as hell. Okay, so we had this major level of support down here that actually came down and bounced. Look at this here. Isn't it fascinating, guys? When you find these major levels back here, the market comes down and bounces off them. Major level down here, come back up and bounce. We'll probably got a bit of a gap here to fill, but it's probably likely going to fill this gap here. Let's go to the daily chart. So we have a bit of a gap here to fill. We're probably going to roll over and probably come back and test new lows again. I don't know. It's hard to say with this one. We're getting to a very oversold point through here, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see a bit of a selling action happening in this one here. There's definitely no sign of a true bottom. There's no classic end of trend indicator. There's no classic false breakouts to say that there could be a very good bull market about to start. There's nothing here to say apart from we had a nice move up through here. We had a big flush down. We had a big move up. This could easily come back down and probably test new lows again. So that's what I see through there. So once again, guys, if you'd like to become a private client of mine, then email me at howell, trader@gmail.com. We will arrange a time to have a talk on the phone and we'll see if we're a good fit if you want to become a private client of mine. Or if you'd just like to get started to give you some help, then make sure you join the Master Trader Lab monthly. New trainings every month. Every month I do a live coaching session. Access the mastermind, also access all the different trading courses that I got there to help you with your chart reading, help you with the trading systems. And again, you can try it all out for free. Just go to mastertraderlab.com, activate your free trial. If you're not happy, let me know. You'll never be billed, so you'll never be billed a dime. If you are happy, then you'll be happy to pay the monthly fee to stay a part of that, and you can cancel anytime anyway. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it for me today. I had an amazing time today, guys. Above all, you guys can do so well out of trading, okay? This is such an amazing opportunity right now for you. What's happening with the volatility, what's happening in the markets right now, there's so many amazing opportunities. If you have good trading systems, if you have good foundational understandings of how the markets work, what I'm talking about here, which is like when things seem really, really bad, we're at the bottom, when things look really bad and things at the bottom, so on and so forth. So that's what I'm seeing there right now, guys, and also chart reading techniques and so on and so forth. So anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you real soon.